Hello, Internet people. Corrupt Reverend here, and you are watching Empyrion Galactic Survival. I guess this will just be an update. Yeah. I don't think there'll be any tossing of blocks tonight. Hey there, how you doing? Hope you're doing fantastically. I am not too shabby myself. A little tired, as usual. But I will try and fail, but I will try not to yawn into the microphone. So, how y'all been? I already asked that. Did I mention I'm tired? Cool. Okay. So, I think it's been a minute since I've done a video, and I just thought I'd pop on and do a little update to show what's been up. So, I think when I left off, I might have been building this, though now that I think about it, maybe okay. Yeah, I was working on this thing. So, things have changed. I was building a bunch of stuff on the front here with a giant hangar door and whatnot, and it looked cool, but I decided to put that in the back. Not much has happened on this, save for I'm reworking the nacelles. Also, a funny thing about those spikies. Excuse me. So, they're kind of getting streamlined a little bit. I was able to keep these little notches here, which I really wanted to keep, because they kind of tie in with the notches on the hangar bay. And that was one of my favorite little aspects of the original build that became these two nacelle sections. So, I didn't want to lose those, but with the reworked thrusters, and then also all these are all those new 3-block blocks, wedge ramp thingies for Reforged Eden. Yeah, I started playing around with those. I actually had a little pile of them somewhere around here where I was learning how they all fit together and whatnot, and I decided to incorporate them into this build. And as I was doing that, the original sides didn't really line up. You can actually see, right? I got rid of most of it, but right in here, that's the original line. And this is the new one, so I had to make that change in order to make it work. I probably could have done some sort of reduction. That's what I was originally doing, and I just didn't really like it that much. So reworking the sides. I want to keep all this nonsense up here, because it's interesting to me. So I think I can. You can see up in the front, or the back rather, I was able to tie it in, and I think I should be able to for the rest. I don't know if I'll change the front. Oh man, some weird stuff happened there. Yeah, this whole thing looks like got shifted up one. Weird. But I don't know yet. Let's see here. Interesting thing. I guess initially there was an issue with building in symmetry mode with these big blocks, and the patch caused any pre-existing blocks to do funny things. So, like, this one is clipped into that block, which is interesting. And also, when you get rid of these, the game still acts like it's there. So, I had to use cut paste to be able to get something there, because when you paste something where there is an entity, or a block entity at least, it deletes the original. So that's the only way that I could replace them in the correct orientation. So if you encounter that, that's a workaround. You can just copy paste a block into it, and it will get rid of the invisible ghost block. So yeah, that's about as far as I got on this before the ADD caught, and I started. What did I start working on? I think after that, I started working more on the high gravity mobile base. As you might be able to tell, it's stripped down a bit. Got rid of some of the downward thrusting thrusters, the upward facing thrusters, whatever. I got rid of half of the thrusters that make the ship move downward. There we go. Also got rid of all of the mining accoutrement, and also 2 of the downward facing thrusters, the XLs, and also 2 of the make go forward thrusters. And that was all in an attempt to get CPU down and for a lower build cost. We're getting ready to, we're about at the point where we want to bring this into our game on our server, so that's why I'm doing that. Just trying to make it a bit easier for us to be able to build. And I actually, I might release it in this lower state. Also, I started fleshing out the inside, added some storage. It's got 3 320K storage thingies. One of them is harvest. Man, I've got all sorts of hiccups and coughs, but I haven't yawned yet. Aha. I guess I should change that harvest thing out for just a normal cargo since I took off the things, but whatevers. I was able to keep the standard shield and a warp drive, and all it's got going is, yeah, the basic extender, 2 improved and advanced. So before it was using, I want to say like 3,700 and change Erestrum and Zastgosium. You can see now we're down to 1835. It was using far more large optronic bridges and matrices, but the sticking part that we wanted to get rid of was the advanced upgrade kits. It was 5, now it's just 1. And those were in the advanced CPU extenders. So that was really the main reason why I started cutting back on the sort of hungry bits and bobs. I also started doing some more texture here and there. I'm not even sure if I could spot what I did, but I've done some stuff. Also, it is airtight now. I gotta do something about those blocks. That looks weird. I didn't realize that this entire, I didn't have a roof right here. So I finished that. Made these fillers for where the extra large thrusters go. Same goes for those thrusters. Oh, and I removed 2 strafing thrusters. It is a pig strafing now, but I had to get to that CPU down. So that is where I am at, where I'm at with that. The oh, another thing that I worked on, where did I put it? There it is. So this thing, it's just RP more or less, and style, just sort of aesthetics, but this little dingle bobber here on the side in my head cannon is a deployable sort of base module, and just sort of a drop base, something light and sort of, I don't know, like a field base. Basically, you would drop it on an outpost. So I made one of those. I just copy and pasted that chunk, tossed it on a base starter block. So this is a base, which means you can have a full range base teleporter in it. I don't think I've started really fleshing it out at all. Well, I've got some power. Do I even have a generator in this thing? Oh, I do. Look at that. and I gave it a little landing. Also, I was super jazzed when I first did this because it kept the landing gear with the base starter block, but it turned the blueprint red, so it wouldn't be spawnable in that way. At least not for a player without God mode enabled. So I had to ditch those. It looked really cool with the landing gear. Kind of bummed about that. Ditch those for these, and then they go down in the ground. Same old, same old. That's how it works. It's got a few little sentry guns, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, this is really... I'm going to try and get... Well, there'll be a teleporter, hopefully a full med bay, and maybe I might be able to somehow squeeze in a couple 320k storage. I'm not sure yet, but it's going to be, if we use it in our game, it'll be, like I said, a little outpost on sort of a base of operations if we find a planet that we want to revisit that has a bunch of interesting POIs or something like that, or a lot of resources. That will be this. So that is that. Also, I got a wild hair and realized that all of my builds kind of get ridiculous. Well, I didn't just realize this. I've known this for a long time, but I was thinking to myself, why don't you build a basic starter CV? So I set out to do that, and this is what I came up with. Obviously it's not textured. This is mostly carbon. I just slapped on some paint to kind of get an idea of what all is going on. I'm pretty happy with it, actually. I wasn't initially planning on even using it in our game, but I'm actually starting to like it, and it's very limited. I mean, it's just got 2 cannon turrets, 2 minigun turrets, and that's it as far as offense. It has a compact shield without, well, you know, I might rework it to be able to upgrade to the normal shield generator. I'm not sure. But it only uses the basic extender. So this is very, very low CPU, considering it's got a shield and warp. Warp was the main thing. I wanted to make something that was kind of cheap that you could use to get out of your starter system. So this fills that role. It doesn't have a whole lot of lift. What did I even do for lift thrusters? Yeah, it's just got 4 medium thrusters, and that is it for lift. And they're not really positioned to be particularly maneuverable. So it's not great at that. But it is still, I mean, decently, you know, flickable. So it's not bad, but it's definitely not something you'd want to fight with or whatnot. It is just a sort of starter GTFO mobile. So that is that. Let's land you. There we go. I had a heck of a time sorting out the landing gear legs. This was the 3rd attempt. The first couple times, it ended up looking like a, I don't know, kind of like a guinea pig, but standing in that pose that dogs stand in when they're getting inspected at dog shows. That makes sense in my head. That's what it looked like, and I hated it. So it took me a few retries, and I'm okay with it how it is now. For some reason, it kind of reminds me of a bullfrog. So maybe that's what I'll name it. I don't know. To be named. And then I did some work on the torpedo boat. Not much on the outside. I did a little bit, but really not anything to even mention. But I think the interior is done. Where's my, what button am I looking for? There we go. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to need to change that. That is way too Christmassy for me. But aside from Christmas, everything is textured, and I dig it. It is busy, but that's kind of the aesthetic I'm going for with this thing. Oh, actually, you know what? I still need to texture those. But that's it as far as interior goes for texture work. Got your little kitchenette here with your table, fridge, some storage. What else? I still need the texture in there, but I don't count that as interior. And I need to do the LCDs. This is, I think this is one of Slusticor's. Most of the LCDs that I ever put in anything are Slusticor's because I just grabbed their LCD collection and kind of nick things from it as need be. But yeah, there's going to be a couple LCDs there for passengers to pretend that they're doing stuff on. I think I went over most of the stuff with this ship. So yeah, was working on texturing that thing. Want to get this out. And then the last thing that I built, I just tossed this together last night. I'm surprisingly happy with it. This goofy little thing is, I'll have to come up with a name for it, but it's just a cargo container, basically. My friend on the server, he's mentioned, like, man, I wish I just had a cargo container, because he likes to disassemble POIs and stuff, and it's a pain to have to run back to a CV or run back to base with full cargo over and over, so in an HV or SV. So this is just something that you can pop out of your blueprint factory and have 320k storage just wherever. It's technically a CV, so it won't spawn base attacks. All it is the cargo, the extenders and the controller, a core, and Wi-Fi. So that's all it is. That's all it's for. And a little bit of carbon substrate for style's sake. Have a little bit of role playing. And so far he's spawned 2 of them in and is using them and likes them, so I call that a success. I'll go ahead, I'll post this thing on the workshop when I upload this video in case anybody would like to use it. It is apparently handy, at least for my friend's play style, and I think I'll probably end up using them too. I tried a similar concept on our last server, but I didn't think to use a CV core, and I tried saving it just as like a part that you could spawn in, but that doesn't work. Or if it does work, I couldn't figure out how to make it work. So that's what this is. That's what I've been up to. That's pretty much it. And sleep. A lot of sleep lately. As far as going forward, let's see here. I said I'll post that tonight or whenever I get this video uploaded. I'm hoping to have the what I'm calling the LT version, the light version of this ship, finished soon, because I'm working on this in creative, but my friend is doing the grind of collecting all the resources to be able to make it in our game. So really, he's the one doing that, but we're getting close. So I want to get this finished so that we could use it. So there's that. I'd like to finish the torpedo boat soon. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do for the exterior. I might do something similar to that, where it's just kind of hodgepodge slapped together. Though last night I was playing around with this because this kind of looks like a weird animal face I don't know if I'll keep that or not, but anyway, all that's left on this is texturing. All. Is that it? The thing that you're slowest at, Corrupt Reverend? Yes, that thing. That is all I have to do. So you can expect this to be published, I don't know, sometime next year. Hopefully not. Gosh. Yeah. When Empyrion leaves early access or beta or alpha or whatever they call it, then this will be ready. Yeah. When the mechanics are completely different and this does not work, that's when I'll put it on the workshop. No. Hopefully I'll have this done, I don't know, in a week or so. It's really not much to do. Though these can be kind of deceiving when it comes to texturing because the block work makes it difficult to get lines that make sense with any continuity. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards just doing like the plain like metal-y textures because they're a lot more forgiving, but maybe not. Starter CV, I don't know. I'll probably what's going to happen is I'll be jumping back and forth, texturing that and texturing this, texturing that, texturing this. There's still some more sort of roughing out or smoothing out the rough edges on this. Obviously, it's kind of, I've got some basic sort of design in it, but there's a lot of, you know, unfinished business that needs to be addressed. So I'll probably be switching between this and the torpedo boat, and consequently both of them will probably be ready at about the same time, I imagine. Unless I get really burnt out on one or the other, then screw it. And as far as this one, this is going to be on the back burner, I think. Yeah, this is going... Did I just delete a block? I might have. Oh well. This will be sort of the big project after I'm done with that big project. So this is going to be fun when I really dive into it. It's already so ridiculous. Like, it's got nothing, and it's already like crazy CPU, I think. Yeah, it's already 2.1, and that's just thrusters. Ridiculous. Oh, and there's the, one other thing. So this, this was the start of my starter CV. Well, it really started as sort of just this top chunk. I think there was like a bump on the top that I didn't like, so I got rid of it. But yeah, it started. I could feel it starting to get away from me and getting bigger and bigger. I'm like, I gotta stop this. And also, it looks way too much like a helmet, and that was driving me crazy. But I'm saving this. I'll probably spawn it in my interesting shapes save game, because I'm kind of thinking about using this and building a mech. But I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm saving it, but I don't know if I'll ever use it for anything. So that's it. That's what I've been up to. That's what I'm doing. That's what I hope to accomplish in the near future. Sorry for the delay. If apologies are necessary, I really don't. I will apologize for the empty apology. How about that? Now I am trying to stick to some sort of a routine with this, just for personal reasons. So hopefully I'll be able to do that, and there will be more videos and more builds, and I don't know, maybe some actual gameplay on the server. I tried to do some capture of that a couple nights ago, but some setting was wrong in OSB, and I was getting mean echo from my friend's voice chat, so all that footage wasn't really usable. But I might do that, or figure it out and try it again. And And yeah, that's it for this one. Next video, I think, is going to be an actual tossing blocks. We'll be working on, I don't know, something. Probably the HiGrav, because I got to get that done. So it's going to be texture and interior work. Until then, y'all take it easy.